Sounds too legit. Too legit to quit.
Hey, I knew you were going there.
Felt like I had to. So, man, we got Anthony Baker up in the scene right now.
Anthony Baker sounds like California.
Sounds like California. How do you go? Bake, Anthony Baker.
There are multiple names, a plethora, if you will.
A plethora.
Bakey Bakes.
Bakey Bakes.
Bakey Cakes.
Ooh, Bakey Cakes.
Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake.
Ant Banks.
Okay, I got to elaborate, please, on the Ant Banks.
Definitely not because of all the stacks of cash that I have.
Okay.
He was an old producer from the Bay Area.
Okay.
I feel like he did a couple of Too Short records. Ant Banks.
Okay. I know. I know one producer from the Bay Area, but he was in LA when he was doing that. Guy Larry, Mr. Larry Koch.
Larry Koch.
That's his actual name. It's spelled like K-A-U-K. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but no, he's always got the ride. He's the guy.
Koch.
He's the guy with the ride. I think he has the Stingray right now, the new Corvette. Before that, he had the sick BMW. He had the SS before that. He's always the guy with the whip.
Ballin'.
There's always the one whip guy, you know. We've got the whip guy at the One World, right?
Have I met him?
No, come on. 10 a.m. Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. I thought you said Larry.
No. I'm saying there's always a place with the whip. There's like the one guy with the one guy with the cars.
Jerry's car. I can't believe that's the second car though. The second Lamborghini that just put you on blast, Jerry.
So I saw a Lambo. I recall was it a GT3? Was that what that was?
I have no idea.
It was another vehicle that just dropped drawers.
Those names
probably.
There's an L in there.
Okay.
Draws.
I don't know. Well,
drop your draws.
Well, that's a married man. I'm sure the lack of cash in the wallet after you pay for it kind of helped the drawer stay up. But I mean, those are some expensive cars.
I feel like I don't even know the names of all those cars.
No.
But there's like Lamborghini Countach. That's like the one.
I know that one.
Ferrari Testarossa.
I know that one.
That's it. And then I feel like maybe a Diablo.
I thought he had an anniversary edition of something. His last, the Lamborghini he had.
That was Countach, I think.
That was the 25th anniversary Countach.
I could be wrong.
I think it was.
I've only seen pictures. He's like a man of mystery.
He is mysterious.
Jerry, what do you do? And he kind of laughs. But then he answers his phone with that gold watch. Oh, excuse me. I gotta take this.
It's a very nice watch. Yeah, he's legit. He's got the cars, and I think it's real estate. I think he's a property owner, and he does some sort of real estate stuff. I think he's got a bunch of rental properties. But no, he's the guy with the cars, man.
Second one.
It is. But
Nice.
The Porsche was sick too. There was that black. It was the red and black Porsche. It was the red with the black roof. That thing was sick.
Oh, so clean. That's what it's so cool though to hang out with him and just he comes in super chill, super nice, takes people to lunch.
Oh yeah. Well, I missed the lunches because I come at night.
Nice.
So the only other guy that I know that rolls with that same Porsche. If you go to the Comedy Store in Hollywood, you see a white GT3 Porsche. It's Joe Rogan's. You see that thing? It's the cleanest damn car. And he just pulls right up. He parks it in the same spot every time. It's like the Joe Rogan spot at the Comedy Store. Seriously, because you walk up to the front of it, and then you can kind of go in on the side towards where the original room is. And as you walk up there, there's sort of like this patio around the perimeter of Comedy Store, and the comedians have their special little parking spot right next to this hotel where they pull in. They go in around back into the green room and shit.
Oh no shit!
Because there's kind of, I think you have to go through the kitchen and stuff to like wind through to get to where they actually hang out before their sets and everything. Because
that's so crazy.
There's 3 different sort of rooms there. There's like 3 different shows going on at all times, and everybody goes out and smokes cigarettes or whatever in this one sort of atrium area. Or patio.
I don't know if I told you, I went to that fitness convention last week.
Yes,
but I went to the Comedy Store while I was there.
Did you get to see anyone?
I did. So trip on this. We get to the store, and we got a couple minutes to kill, so we're standing out front, and this guy. Well, so I'm outside and I'm fucking smoking out. You know me. I'm kind of relaxing. Right, about to go to the comedy store. Come on. And while I'm puffing it, this guy, my coworker, he's like, "Hey, I think that's David Spade." And I'm like, "Where?" He's like, "The guy on the side of the building." So I go to look, and I can't really see his face. But I lose him, so he kind of goes back around the corner, that same area by that hotel you're talking about.
Yep.
So I'm like, I can't really see him, but he goes back in. Like, I don't know. So when we go inside, he's like the second or third person to come on. There was some older guy that was there, super funny.
Oh yeah,
super funny. He was telling just great jokes about politics. It was great, and he was like, "Come on, people, this is all you're gonna get. You know, the next 2 hours is all dick jokes and porn jokes or something hilarious."
in a suit, right? He wears.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that as. I know
He was
that
like carrying the clipboard.
Yes.
That guy was great.
Yes.
He was so great. But then whoever the host was, he came out, and then it was fucking David Spade. David Spade came out on stage, dude. It was so cool.
So what I heard, I mean, the regulars that are there all the time, like the Tom Segura, Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan, they're there pretty much all the time. But if you want to catch sort of these the really, headline movie star type actors, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, I've heard it's just killers that show up there. We were there in the middle of the week, and we get there and we're outside. And I thought, Tony Hinchcliffe's walking around talking to Joe Rogan.
He was there too.
Yeah, he's always there. And Chris D'Elia was out there.
That he was on the list, and I was super excited to see him, but he didn't show up.
He's there a lot because he's there, and I think he's also over at the Laugh Factory. Those guys work a lot.
So funny.
So we were there, and Dave Chappelle just rolls up in an SUV, gets out,
God,
comes up on stage, does his set, and I think they bump somebody because it's usually 15 minutes. He got like a full half hour, and it was cool.
That's really cool. And he's probably saying stuff that he's never said, like on TV, right? Or like in interviews. He's just talking about new random happenings, I'm sure.
Yeah, those guys are out there and they're just working out new material, or they're just doing it because they want to. Like he said, he's never been paid there anyway. Like he was fucking around. But
that's so cool. So guess what? Howie Mandel also came out.
That's cool.
Howie Mandel. I was losing my mind.
So that was my when him and Howard Stern were on America's Got Talent. That was my guilty pleasure. That was like. That was the one show on one of the the public cable networks that I watched in forever. Because
what made you watch that show?
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern for sure.
I'm like a 25-year Howard Stern fan or something. Yeah. So that's what put me in front of a microphone and made me want to do this. So Howard Stern, dick jokes and whatever.
Shout out Howard Stern.
Yeah. He listens. He clearly listens. He's looking for ideas and talent.
Howie Mandel, right? That's the only really face I've seen of him, right? He's always on a panel, so he always has to be square, or he's the host.
Okay.
So when he came out in the Comedy Store, he was so like raunchy. He was cussing. It was awesome.
Were people shocked the way they were whenever they found out?
I don't know, but people were laughing their ass off. Dude, it was so funny. It just totally caught me off guard.
Do you remember the first time you heard Bob Saget do any kind of comedy?
I feel like, honestly, it was Full House. And then, somewhere in my youth, Baked Out of My Mind. Another nickname.
Okay, Baked.
Oh, of course, right?
Yeah, there you
go. Fucking Bob Saget on Half Baked.
Oh my God.
It was like total 180.
Yep.
Never had the Howie Mandel moment. That Bob Saget moment was awesome. I went crazy for probably about a month.
It totally. I feel like I grew up that day. So the first
totally changed my perspective.
I think I heard an old comedy CD or something. And it was the most filthy thing I had ever heard in my life. And I'm like, Uncle Danny or Danny Tanner said that.
I've got to hear that.
Yeah, he's a dirty comic.
I had no idea. And so that's like how you said, like growing up, like it would just like open my eyes, like, oh my God, they're not the people there on television. But I knew that about some other people, but like that one really like struck a nerve and like really brought it home. Like, whoa.
Then I found out the Uncle Joey, that the Alanis Morissette song about what was it? You Ought to Know. Remember the first one? She like the first single she came out to.
Maybe if I hear it, but off the top of my head, I can't recall. But
yeah, I mean it's this very angry song about some guy, and it doesn't say who it is. But then years later, you find out it's about the Dave Coulier from Full House.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was pretty aggressive. It sounds like they had a pretty bad breakup.
Really?
Yeah.
He looks really goofy.
Yeah, I know, but I mean the song, is apparently fuck some other girl and she's mad. And there's fingernail marks on backs and shit. Like it was a pretty aggressive tune.
He had some nice hair, I guess.
He had, well, it wasn't to the level of the other guy on there. Stamos.
That guy's got the hair.
I've never met a woman that didn't fucking love that guy. They still do.
They do.
He still has the hair. He still fucking looks younger.
Like Rob Lowe, the face is just hella smooth still.
Oh, I think back in the day there was like they had an equal level of sort of like adulation from the females, but as the years went on, Stamos won. Like I don't think there's any competition. I think like in his prime, Rob Lowe against Stamos of all time. I feel like Stamos gets more of the.
I see that.
Yeah. Like I feel like he's the superior coxman.
I see that.
Fucking so. your Facebook post, man. I'm like a little segue here from Stamos to your Facebook post, which are motivational Mondays lately, man. You've been busting out that Facebook live stream thing, so
I have been. So it's nice. It's fun.
So you get a lot of questions on there, huh? It's
I do, yeah. I get a lot of questions, really, just like in passing. Also,
So is that just so when you post that, is it just open to your friends, or do you just open it to the public?
I actually opened up that profile to the public.
Good.
So everyone should be able to see it. I'm hoping people share it. Maybe us.
Yeah, we'll definitely plug it. We should get you going on so we got all kinds of cameras and gear and stuff, man. We should get you going on this and fucking try one with like you do it outside. I feel like with good lighting and stuff like that, it would really pop. Stick it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do a whole thing.
It was all on the whim, just starting it at that day and time. It was just all basically on a whim. So I feel like the people that are interested would still tune in. We can change the day or something.
I feel
or
like
time.
So you do them. It's generally Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific, and you're going everything from diet to fitness to health choices to just
behavior modification, because that's the toughest part.
So give me an example, like a behavior that needs to be modified, like just like maybe a question you received lately.
How do I? Oh man, how do you eat less sugar? Or how do I lose my stomach? That is the behavior modification goes back to the eating habits, or just the behavior of being lazy.
Okay.
Lazy behavior. So or the added convenience behavior. The more and more I talk to people, it'll be like, so they'll ask me a question, and the answer I give them, they'll say, "Oh, well, you mean that I have to actually like plan for that and then go to the grocery store and like cook for myself?" They're confused.
Wow.
But they're like, 30.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
The more I spent time teaching jiu-jitsu and meeting people and talking to them about jiu-jitsu, the more I realized that there wasn't so much common knowledge or common sense, and that a lot of people don't have these ideas of health or what it takes. Or I feel like a lot of it comes down to sort of taking responsibility for your own actions. We're responsible for a lot more than we think we are.
Yes.
for example, a lot of people have it in their mind that, you know, everything, they're going to be happy when X, Y, or Z happens. And I want to stop them and say, no, you are responsible as an adult for your own emotions and your own behavior. And you can be happy the minute you decide to be happy.
What?
They don't know, they're waiting for X, Y, or Z to happen. And I'm like, no, you got to grab this. You got to change your mindset, focus on the positives, motivate yourself, you know, empower yourself, believe that the change is within your grasp and your objectives and all this stuff. Like, this is yours. Your life is yours. No one's going to build or, you know, mold the universe around you. Like, you have to go out and do the things you have to do to make your life the way you want it. And you mentioned, you know, behavior modification. The first thing is taking responsibility for your own person.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I don't see as much of it. And I feel like that's this message that's somehow missing from society. Like,
yes,
they you know, we talk a lot about freedoms, and we talk a lot about, you know, democracy, and we talk a lot about, you know, all these things, and equality. And we talk about, we don't talk about responsibility.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like maybe that's even by design. I feel like convenience favors the infrastructure. It favors the big companies.
It favors the blame, and that's what I think you the first word that you said. Damn, what was it?
Which one? The blame, responsibility, or
Because then they can divert it. You know, the freedom.
there you
Because
go.
then it's like, oh no, leave me alone. You know, I'm choosing to do this. You're making me do that other thing that I don't want to do. And like, well, you're just you can choose to do it or choose not to. It's not something you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you don't have to eat right.
No.
But if you did, you know, you might change the thing that you want to change, right? Your body. Because they want to change their body. How do I change my body? Eat right. Oh, man. Well, something else. Well, work out a little bit more. But, I work out, you know, 3 times a week.
Yeah. I heard there's a pill.
Oh, my God. It's like they want to skip the struggle.
Or they want to go on these crash diets. I'm only going to have turmeric and lime for a month, and then I'm going to lose all the weight, and then I'm going to eat regular again.
You're insane.
For 2 days, and then be exactly how I was, but worse, and probably have kidney failure.
Totally insane.
But how often do you see it?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
What? No, just, you know, be a little more consistent. Get out and move more. So I saw this chart. So I was at that fitness convention. This lady was giving a talk from another corporate gym, and she showed us this chart, and it basically showed people sitting down or doing leisure activities, watching TV on the couch, 88 hours. 88% of the day.
Yep.
There was like a bunch of pictures of the little man sitting, a bunch of them. And on top of them were like his activity. He looked like he was running. There was like 3. And those were still, they're all hours, right? So I guess there was 24 little men total. 3 of them were elevated, looking like they were exercising.
Oh my God.
Out of the day. So that means 21 hours sitting, lounging.
Yeah, I mean, our species, at least Westerners, we're largely sedentary organisms now.
Yes.
And we believe that if we sit in a chair and either work in front of a computer or play video games or watch television, but then work out like 30 minutes or 40 minutes a day, it somehow subsidizes the sitting, and your back rounded out. Because it used to be people with their right arm, you know, if they're lefty, maybe they're left, they would have this weird shoulder and neck pain, and it would, you know, be some sort of nerve pain that would radiate down the right side, the ulnar, lower ulnar nerve, based on the mouse, because you click the mouse. But now it's different. Now you have people craning their neck forward, either texting or, you know, playing the Pokemon game. Pokemon.
God. Shoulders are caving forward,
Yeah.
looking for Digimon.
Oh, it's that one?
I have no idea. That's the real name.
Is that a game too?
I have no idea.
And it sounds like I'm trying to be cliche and say I don't know what it is. I don't have a problem with anybody's playing games. People can do whatever the fuck they want to. If they're out there and playing some augmented reality game, just please don't park in front of my house and block my driveway.
Or don't bump into me while you're looking at your phone.
Oh, that happens. That it's like they're in the airport.
Oh my god. I'm walking right into you. It's like, I'm quite aware of what's going to happen right now. You're not aware of what's going to happen. I guess, so this is me taking responsibility, right?
Yeah.
I'm walking right into you, and then I will be responsible for the actions after also.
Yeah. You might have
totally bullshit.
You might have to backhand somebody. It's okay. But I try to be reasonable, but if someone just, if someone's blatant or just really arrogant about it, I mean, the other night I was trying to parallel park, and this guy's standing like right on the spot, and he's looking at his phone, and I look back and I'm like trying to, I see him in a little camera because I got the reverse camera thing. Rolled down my window. I was like, hey buddy, you mind moving? He's like, no, you're good, and like waves me away. It was like really condescending. I'm like,
what?
Like my car weighs like 3,000 pounds, and you're waving it off in the most condescending fashion possible. Like, I don't have anger issues, but if I did, or I was an asshole, you wouldn't have very functioning feet. I mean, I'm looking back. I'm like, could you just play your Pokemon on the curb there so I can park? And he's like, well, I'm calling an Uber. I'm like, just call the Uber from the fucking curb. Move.
I'm not playing Pokemon.
I'm calling
you asshole.
Yeah, it was completely. I was like,
I'm cooler than that.
Oh, he's like, no,
you're not.
I'm calling an Uber. Like, well, just step onto the sidewalk because I'd like to park my car. There's a hydrant right there. And he didn't apologize, nothing. I mean, I don't really give a shit, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to hit the guy with my car, but at the same time, it's so condescending. It's this sense of entitlement, just stand right in the street staring at the phone. But these are victims, man.
They are.
Here, this is your behavior modification, man. If you walk around with headphones in, looking down at your phone in a city or anywhere outside of your home, I don't mean to say like you should be robbed, but I'm not saying you shouldn't, because nature's going to take its course, and there are desperate people, and there's just plain dicks out there.
I don't know if they know what easy prey means.
Do that in any country that it is not the United States of America or Canada, for example. You're gonna get smacked up and have your phone taken.
Easy prey.
Oh yeah, they're gonna see those white headphones and be all judging.
What else does he get in those pockets?
Exactly. Well, they're at least gonna get a device that they can sell for a good $500, because that's like not the. That $299 is a carrier subsidy. That's AT&T is paying for the phone. Like these stupid iPhones are like $800. That's what if you buy it straight up, it's like $600 for the base one. And then if you want to get the one with like 64 gigs or something, or the 128, I think they make now, you're talking a lot of money. So that $200 price tag is because you're in a contract for 2 years with AT&T, and you're basically paying off this subsidized thing by paying for your contract through AT&T, locked in for the duration of the 2 years. It's basically them getting their money back for buying the phone for you, or offering it to you at a drastically subsidized rate. But yeah, they're expensive. If you get jacked, you kind of should, because, I mean, pay attention.
You're not aware of your surroundings.
Behavior modification. Don't be dopey.
Don't be. Just wake up a little bit. But a lot of behavior modification stuff for sure, because that just spans a lot of things, right? Just waking up, go do that workout because the rest of your day is occupied. So do something at your house.
I feel like if people just followed The Rock on Instagram, there's at least some percentage of people that would be motivated to wake up at, maybe not 4 a.m.
Maybe a little after.
Maybe a little bit after. They'd at least get a cool French bulldog, right? And that Nike tank top.
That'll pump you up.
I got that tank top. I work out. I got that eyebrow going. I go.
That guy gets me motivated.
Oh yeah, man. Rock for president. Fucking, that's a real thing.
Is it really? That's not real.
It's a real. Well, if our election this year is real, The Rock as president can be real.
I already do think that could be real, but I don't think that he is actually, right and possible.
Well, not for this election, but there's a lot of people that are saying that we want The Rock as president, and
That would be so insane.
it would be hilarious if he had all those catchphrases like in the White House.
It would be badass. We would be a badass America if The Rock was president.
Oh, the people's eyebrow.
Oh my God, literally.
It would. Oh, it is actually the people.
Oh, that would be. No one would fuck around.
No,
what's The Rock, dude? His suit.
Oh yeah,
at the White House would be sleeveless.
Oh, exactly. With that Brahma bull with the flag.
Oh my God.
Have you seen those? They have a The Rock. You have to say The Rock. You can't just call him Rock. It's like they have a The Rock. It's that Brahma bull, like the silhouette of his tattoo.
Longhorns.
Yeah, but it's like the American flag is in the inside. Like,
oh, I haven't seen that.
I feel like that's his campaign shirt.
For sure, that is.
You see him with Putin. He hits the rock bottom on Putin off the horse. Because it's already like a cartoon anyway. You got the
total.
I don't believe it. Like I can't. Yeah,
it's really crazy, huh?
There's a really good chance that guy's gonna win.
Yeah, there is a really good chance.
And if he doesn't win, the country already like doesn't have faith in the other one.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
There's a big portion of the population that believes that Hillary Clinton is a criminal. And
so they'll vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, but there's a large percentage of the population that isn't a racist dick. So they're probably going to vote for Hillary or just write in The Rock.
In The Rock, right in Gary Johnson.
Oh, he's is he the libertarian?
Yeah, that guy seems like he's pretty level-headed because he's not totally insane and he's not a criminal, to my knowledge.
That's how you know we're definitely not going to elect him.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, the third party thing, there's so much money that goes into the big two, and you don't see that. You don't actually see debates with those libertarian parties. You don't see.
Never do.
I mean, didn't Roseanne
Ross Perot?
Well, Ross Perot, wasn't he a Republican? Or was he?
I feel like he was one of those third party kind of guys, independent or something.
But he had fuck you money.
Yes, and that's what people like about Donald Trump. So that's what. Why didn't he just go independent? Like, what was the benefit just to get the?
Well, he's not paying for his own campaign. You'd be stupid to do that because what if you lose? What he's a businessman.
Yeah,
and
he is.
And it's not necessarily that he's going to do so great financially while in the White House, but I mean, after you're out, you hear about Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton getting like $250,000 just to speak.
Yeah,
I mean. The amount of celebrity you have after you get out of that job, if you're still alive, you see how that ages people.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's very possible that we have this guy with this really weird comb over that, and I used to believe that if you've been on WWE Monday Night Raw, you might not be the best candidate for president since Donald Trump has appeared at WrestleMania in a hair versus hair match with Vince McMahon.
What kind of shit is that?
Then that's going to be our president.
That is so. But people will overlook that, where it's like, do you understand that it's like satire?
Well, I feel like we're getting better news from SNL lately, and
that's so crazy.
Yeah. Because what you used to be able to say on SNL or South Park with the just satirically and just being ridiculous about this candidate or that candidate, right? Now. It's the real shit that they say on there is just as off the wall. The debates are like a shit show. It's like a circus.
Hella trash.
What were they talking about? His dick or something?
So the size of his hands.
I mean,
you see something about his hands, but then it was like, don't worry, I'm fine in that department. Yeah. Or something about his feet or something, but it was definitely threw it back to his dick.
Yeah, wasn't it that Ted Cruz was saying he had baby hands or something?
Something like that. Yeah. Yes,
that was one of those not primaries, but it was just one of these Republican convention debates that I actually did watch, and I couldn't believe what I was watching.
How crazy is that? What?
They never used to interrupt each other like that. It used to be this by the book thing. It was real. kind of stoic and real professional. And this guy talked and the other guy talked. And if there was any interruption, they cut that shit. They moderated the fuck out of those. This one, they're talking about dicks. They're talking about, they're like, what are we talking about?
They're so crazy now.
I'm not sure. It's
the desensitizing us through the media, slowly but surely.
I mean,
and they make us want blood more and more.
It's again, we sort of exchanged our sort of security and freedom for convenience a while ago, and through the television programs, we watch it, and it's either the internet, we're being programmed by by the TV. And I don't mean this tinfoil hat shit. I just mean the things that we're willing to accept from these large corporations as being gospel. I feel like we're being spoon fed a lot. I mean, I go off on sort of the FDA and sort of that we allow as people, like instead of the people being the country, like we look at the government as like parents, and that they're somehow like this like divine thing where whatever they say is good. And
yeah,
I mean, to me, the people are America and not the government. The government's there for us, not.
Yeah, people don't question the government enough.
No, and it's almost seen as anti-American. And if you look at how the country was formed, man, not questioning the fucking government is anti-American. Like, we had a tyrannical whatever type of we had no representation in the the motherland or whatever. And
dictatorship. It wasn't dictatorship. It was like king or something.
It was a monarchy, but we were having, there was no taxation without representation, right? We had no vote, we had no say, we just did whatever the fuck they told us to. We had to pay up to Mother England, without having any sort of vote or say in anything. And basically, it's us saying, well, we're better off independently. We're questioning the government. America is America because we did question this shit.
Yes.
And then they've now spun it around to where if you do that, it's like, no, that's un-American to question the government. It's like, no, it's not. What I was saying with the FDA, I believe that the government should not be able to tell you what you can and can't put in your body. Because if you just go to a CVS and you look down any of the aisles, like the biggest aisle is the liquor aisle, and the second is like the processed food, candy, cookies, cakes, whatever, treats. And then if you look in the medicine, there's high fructose corn syrup, stuff like DXM and fucking sugar and everything. And then behind the counter, it's whatever, Viagra pills. Let's focus on keeping dicks hard and whatever. And then the heart pills right next to it, because what's next? If you're already about to have heart failure, why don't you just have a synthetic boner?
Shoot all the blood from my heart down in my dick, because I got this chick coming over.
Yeah, and then right before you leave CVS, what's at the counter? I'm not trying to fucking just throw CVS under this is all the pharmacies, Walgreens, fucking Rite Aid, all of them. I don't know, Long's is still a thing, but at the counter, it's not Halls or fucking medicine, it's candy bars.
More candy.
And then the nicotine gum and whatever. They used to sell cigarettes too.
Probably got stolen too many times, so they had to put those behind the counter.
I don't even know if they're allowed, but they definitely still sell liquor.
Oh, I'm sure they sell cigarettes.
But they believe that, cannabis is a crime somehow. Not everywhere, but the stigma, it is. The stereotype is it's bad. Even though if you go to like projectcbd.org, you realize, hey, it kills cancer cells.
Hello.
Hey, it treats all these different fucking ailments, and it's not just glaucoma. Like, you don't have to, just listen to what's on the fucking TV. And then even the psychedelics too.
But people are drinking themselves into comas, alcohol poisoning, and to death.
Yeah, and people, even on diets, right? There's your behavior modification. Oh, I'm on the Atkins diet. The fuck you are? You just had a 6-pack. you just killed swirls at Aki's.
What the hell? People, it's confirmation bias, right? Looking for the things that you already agree with and overlooking facts.
Confirmation bias. I like that.
Yep. So people will search the internet, for like-minded information.
Okay.
To bypass the facts you give them.
Okay.
One of the guys I work with, one of the trainers, he was talking to his client about, foam rolling and the benefits and, loosening up the fascia and the muscle and all this jazz. You get more flexibility, right? More range of motion.
Okay.
That's why usually joints are hurting, because the range of motion is short.
Okay.
Right. So it sends pain signals to your brain, like, oh, we're going too far of a distance. But if you want to be active, run around, jump, and all these things, right, you need more flexibilities. But, long story short, they're having this conversation about the importance of foam rolling. And he's like, no, I read this article. And it says why it's bad. Like, oh my God, how much did you read? How much information and internet searching did you do to find that, number one? Number two, how many counterpoints is there to that? We just kind of laughed about it, because people will believe a thing, and don't matter how much information you put in front of them to counter, or facts that just outweigh it. They just don't care.
I feel like the foam roller is an extension of a really great massage, which is absolutely beneficial in so many ways. I have to foam roll at least my upper back, and I do my quads after, some pretty heavy leg stuff, but it feels amazing, and it absolutely works in terms of recovery.
It's so crazy, man.
I use the hard plastic one for my upper back for my rhomboids and stuff, because
probably tolerate some more of it. You might need a ball up there, man, like a cross ball or something.
So I do dual lacrosse balls with this sounds ridiculous. I have these things, but if you take, and you might have a better strategy, like, the sock with two lacrosse balls, but there's friction because of the rubbery texture. So like a stocking, like a pantyhose around each one, it makes like a silky membrane for each one.
I was going to suggest that.
It's like a bearing type deal. It lubricates it, or not like lubricates it, but it allows it to move freely.
Yes.
And that I know this, or that I've experimented. Don't you judge me, it works.
No, I'm going commando right now, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
But yes, the silky roll around.
Exactly, it does. And I'm able to get in there, because I've got I got some upper back shit, behind the shoulder blade, kind of rhomboid. Then I've got my neck's all fucked up from all kinds of stuff, but I got some discs that are all doing some weirdness and stuff. So I need the.
So that is where that guy probably found something like that.
Yep.
Right, having some type of other injury.
Yep.
And then foam rolling it could irritate it more. So this is where sometimes I got to tell people, right? It's like, well, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not sure what you did to your neck. You might have to go and check that thing out.
Exactly. But I feel like they don't always tell you the complete story. So
who's they?
When someone says I can't, maybe foam rolling's bad. It's like, well, was that trying to sell a different product?
Exactly. Yes.
Or was it saying that foam rolling on my neck, all my body weight, if I have a neck injury, that's probably not a great idea.
The context. In context.
In context, like, sure, like, no, you should brush, toothbrushes are good things. If you stick it up your nose to a point where it's going to cause brain damage, like, probably it's not a good thing.
4 out of 5 dentists would say that toothbrushes are bad.
Yeah, there's and it's definitely not approved by Dr. Mom.
Yeah, so take it out of your nose.
Yeah, like, don't do that. Like, you get the guy that drinks coffee every day and is giving him headaches, and it's like the doctor asks him, like, well, did you take the spoon out first? Right there. That's stupid as fuck.
That's pretty good.
I remember somebody somebody told me that joke, and I was like a really little kid, and I don't know. You remember random stupid shit?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Very subtle. At first, I was like, I don't get it, but then as soon as you did that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm stupid. That's right.
I heard like the dumbest joke in a movie last night. I saw that Killing Joke Batman movie. It's a rated R animated movie. It came out one day only in theaters. Fathom Events?
No.
So Fathom Events is this thing where they show concerts and special events in movie theaters, like the Olympics or just these old movies and stuff. They'll do like a marathon of something, like the South Park fucking something 20th anniversary.
Damn, that sounds cool.
So they showed this animated movie. It's Batman: The Killing Joke. They just dropped it on Blu-ray today. But this is the biggest event they've ever done because it got that much demand. Like, this thing, it's rated R and it's a cartoon, and it has Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill playing the Joker again, just like the cartoon.
What?
Yeah. So it's dark. Like, it's pretty fucked up. But at the end, the Joker, he tells this joke. He's basically like, there's these two criminals, and they're on the top of the roof of the prison and they're about to escape, and they're looking across and all they see is rooftop after rooftop and then freedom. So the first criminal takes a running start and jumps the first gap from the one roof to the next roof, and he makes it. The second guy is reluctant. He's like, I don't think I can do it. I think I can do it. He's like, well, look, I'll just shine my flashlight across the roof and then you can walk across the beam of light and then you'll be fine. The guy goes, okay. Hey, wait a minute. How do I know you're not going to turn off the light halfway through? And then, yeah, that's the...
Not bad, yeah. I like the spoon in the coffee one a little bit better.
Yeah, well,
but that one's...
Well, this is the Joker, right? So
yeah,
the whole thing was he was a.
I bet it was pretty funny, in
when he does the laugh thing, it's I don't have the Mark Hamill signature Joker laugh, but it's a cheesy ass joke. But he's also a psychopath that murders like a lot.
Yeah, so
you're allowed to have like a couple uncle jokes that aren't very funny.
Yeah, because it's still funny that you would say that because you're so crazy.
It was yeah. It's like the very very end and. Yeah, it's for an animated movie, or their animated movies are way better than their live action movies.
Wait, so that's what I was going to ask you. How do you these Phantom events?
Fathom.
Yep. People, do they give like a little heads up about it? Because how do they request? How they get all this interest in it?
For this, I think because all the DC extended universe, so the Suicide Squad movies launching, they just did Batman v Superman
for that. The Suicide.
I think it's gonna be dope. So for this one, I knew it was happening because a friend of mine owns the Comics Conspiracy shop and podcast like right around the corner in Sunnyvale, and they were already doing this event anyway in the theaters, but on top of that, they secured and rented like their own like auditorium, so they do private screenings of these movies for like whatever, like their fans or staff or whatever. So I was with those guys, so like, he rented the whole fucking auditorium out. It's like welcome Comics Conspiracy, like we could sit wherever the fuck we want, had those recliner chairs. It was nice. Yeah, we usually go to those like whenever they launch the comic movies or whatever, because they apparently have some hookup with DC. So my comic book geek side is fucking pacified and satisfied. I go over there, I got my mailbox set up or whatever. They already got my shit ready.
Nice.
It's just part of like, see, that's like behavior modification to a point where it's like, that's like addiction. I know that every Wednesday new comic books come out, and I know as a person with an addictive personality, having things to look forward to is like the number one thing.
Yes.
Like that's how addiction works. I think that's a part of it.
Yes.
Or like compulsion or like OCD or some shit.
But that's just something that interests you, right? And that's just part of your lifestyle. So that's taking, the steps to ensure your happiness. That goes back to your earlier point about people waiting for, that thing to come along and then they're happy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, what's going to make me happy is taking time out of my day to go and set up this little mailbox at the comic book store. So I know every time I go there, there's something in there for me. Yep. How cool is that? Instead, like, when I get rich, then when I get money, then it's like, no.
Yeah. Like everybody's a disgraced millionaire, man. We all like everybody, like they vote, like, they want to be taxed. And they want, how do you want to say it? Like they vote to where the millionaires are like not taxed as much. Like the tax brackets are sort of there that they favor the rich, and then the poor kind of get shit on in terms of like, benefits or sort of services that would otherwise be available. And it's like, man, as a country, like why do we do that? Like why we're like, hey, when I make over $250,000 a year, over $1 million a year, it's like I don't want to be taxed like that. It's like, nope. What you talking about? What about right now? Wouldn't you like some healthcare? Because healthcare sounds dope, right? It would be wonderful, but I don't know. I think there's little things that everybody can do and to make their lives a little bit better. Save money, try to be reasonable, and fucking
have gratitude.
Yeah,
be thankful.
There's a lot. I mean, it's a miracle, man. Life's a miracle. It's crazy. In the time we live in right now, like there's so much awesome around.
Yes.
I mean, the advances in medicine and science and fucking
the ways to communicate with people that are hella far away, even if they're like, oh, you should be my friend how long ago, and you moved away, but we can still, FaceTime and Skype.
Yep. And I mean, we're in a media renaissance.
Yes.
Like the number of ways that you can be entertained right now. I mean,
It's basically endless.
It totally is. And if you decide that you're still not entertained, you can make your own content.
Hello.
I mean, we're here. We have how many cameras? Like I think there's like 16 lights between those two. We got this thing over here with all the lights on it. I mean,
there's knobs,
big
flashing,
big screen. Like if we Skyped off of that TV, like how is that different from the person being here? I don't want to hug people. I don't need a hug. I'm good. But I mean, you could probably just like get the pizza delivery guy to come give you a hug. But then you could go back to Skype and your friend if you really needed that.
That guy's gonna be sweaty.
Yeah.
He works hard. Pizza delivery man works harder than you think. I bet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to hug him, but I would definitely give him a tip.
Yeah, you should always tip the guy that brings the pizza. For sure.
For sure.
For sure tip the pizza guy.
He's working hard.
Yeah, I knew one pizza guy that went to jail. Like
somebody's got to deliver those pizzas. Wait, say that again?
I knew one dude, he delivered pizzas and he had it in his head that he had to like be the fastest pizza delivery guy ever, and he'd come sliding sideways around the corner, hitting curbs. Like he delivered for Little Caesars like the Dukes of Hazzard would. It was the greatest thing, and he went to jail like twice doing that shit.
Oh my god!
Like 100 down, like
employee of the month.
Yeah,
getting bailed out of jail.
Yes, and
awesome.
But then I think they took his license for a little bit. So remember when Little Caesars used to have the guy spinning the sign, like
yes,
like the KB Holmes thing.
Yes, that's what started that.
Well, yeah, he had it. Well, it didn't start it like for all of them, but like he couldn't deliver anymore, so they made him wear the sign. Because like until they reinstate your license or like put the wheel back on your car because the axle's around a telephone pole. Yeah. It was tremendous. I'd see the stupid thing coming down the street. I'm like, oh shit, get out of the way.
That's so funny.
It was this old school Oldsmobile with it was like an Oldsmobile coupe, but like a 90s version one that like it looked like a Ford Pro, but it was an Oldsmobile. And it had these two gray pinstripes down on this white thing. It was the most ridiculous thing ever. And this thing, it would go 100 miles an hour.
Like it's hauling ass.
And drove completely reckless, like Fast and Furious style. Gave zero fucks. The pizza was all like to one side from the G's going around
drifting.
Corners.
Oh my god, so funny.
Yeah, he was initial D with the Little Caesars pizza, man. It was legendary. I want to say his name, but I don't want to fucking put him on. Actually, it don't matter. His name was James. This shit was in Texas. It was hilarious.
You hear that, James in Texas, you maniac?
Oh, he's got the most legendary so traffic
awesome.
Offenses. I think he still has warrants in multiple states for how he drove.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we used to do road trips, and this guy was a maniac.
That's so funny.
We were going through fucking I think Tennessee or something. No, Arkansas. I was sleeping in the back seat. I look up. I wake up. I look up, and we're under the fucking trailer of like this really. Yeah, like he was driving in the median doing like 140 trying to pass this like wide load truck that was carrying a fucking a double wide, like a trailer.
Yeah.
And like we cut under the fucking thing. Just the corner of the back of it, but you look up and like you saw the underside, like you saw the tire, the mud flap and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 140. We got pulled over and the state trooper is just screaming, "Get out of the fucking car!" and "You better drive. He can't drive." I ain't driving. I'm sleeping, buddy. Yeah,
that was gotta be so scary.
Oh yeah, his driving was terrifying. We used to do some fun road trips, so we went cross country a few times.
How would you sleep?
Huh?
How would you sleep? You weren't just terrified to just be wide awake the whole freaking time?
Oh no. He would like drive regular because we'd be in a city when we switched or like at a truck stop, and he didn't do it at the truck stop. He waited for some open road and then he went Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh my god.
And did it, and we blew up one car in Dallas. We blew up one truck in Tonopah, Arizona.
What does that mean, blew up?
Through a rod, right through the fucking oil pan. Like blew the engine.
There's fire.
No, but it sounds like it's like playing pinball inside the engine, and the thing doesn't drive
It
anymore.
just sounds like hell.
And it is broken. It is done. That car will not drive again without a new engine or a complete rebuild.
Is shit coming out of the hood, or did you just hear it like shooting to the ground?
It was different situations.
Hear shit clanging in there.
Yeah, it was like pop to pop. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Crazy.
The one time in fucking Monterey, California, he had this Dodge Colt Vista. It was like a station wagon, but a van. It was like the original crossover. It had like 3 rows of seats, and the last row faced backwards.
I've seen some of those, I think.
Okay, so this is like an 85 or 84, and he fucked up the transmission so bad in this thing that the only way he could drive it was backwards. So I remember like we're trying to get back from Seaside or from Monterey back to Seaside to where our hotel room was. This is like back in 99 or 98. And he's like driving backwards down these residentials trying not to get pulled over. It was so fucked up. I'm like, dude, let's just walk. I can't leave my car here. We're in the ghetto. I'm like, it's fine. No one gives a shit about this car. What are they going to do? Steal it backwards? They might fix the transmission for you.
God. You don't recognize the car anymore. It's driving forward now.
Yeah, exactly. But like, we don't know.
Damn, that's hella funny.
Oh man,
I thought that only happened in the 80s.
No, 90s. It was quite prevalent.
That car made it to the 90s.
Yeah, well, yeah, we had to get a new transmission put in that motherfucker in Salinas.
Damn.
So that was before I even lived in the Bay Area. We drove up here, so we were trying. We didn't get catfished, but we definitely met a friend through what the fuck was it from? It wasn't like AOL Instant Messenger. What was it? It was like Skate Chat, because I was all into skateboarding back then. It turned out okay though. It wasn't a catfish situation. It worked out okay.
It wasn't Honey Dick. Honey Dick situation.
No. It was a girl. No, she was good. She was cool. She was cool. She actually, she was in Monterey, I think, but it worked out okay. Was not catfished.
I have no idea how people do that. I'm so glad like I had people skills. I met my wife. I remember when I was in the barracks in the Marines, and that shit was like kind of jumping off more and more. The other guys in the barracks would be online, chatting. I'm talking to this girl out in Oceanside, man. Think I'm gonna go and hook up. What? What do you mean you're talking to somebody? I just didn't get it. And then I would, experiment and try to go into those chat rooms and be like, what's up? No response. Like, I don't understand how people did that. I'm so glad that it worked out the way it did, though, because I can only imagine.
Oh, well, they would, I guess in the old chat rooms or whatever, it would be down to who was there at the time, but usually.
Yep. And then they would be all kind of sectioned off, right? Like different genres.
Yeah. Like, and there was weird ones, man. There was all kinds of weird ones. Like, I remember AOL was a big thing.
Yep. That's what I feel like. Or maybe Yahoo, AOL and Yahoo.
Those were two. And then ICQ was one, IRC was one. And you would have like different topics you can go and talk about or whatever, or just like general chat rooms.
But did not have the gift of gab.
It just, I don't see a reason not to meet people in person. They're there. And I feel like, yeah, you can put on this different personality or persona through the internet, or you could just go out and give it a try.
Yeah. And, the more and more I thought about it, and even like as we're having this conversation now, it's like, that was probably the first like digital hooker, digital hooking.
Huh.
What's up in the chat room? And then Honey Dick that fool right at the spot when he gets there. Like, oh, what's up? Oh, you want to? Yeah, let's fuck around. Oh yeah, give me $50 or whatever it would be.
Oh, that happens?
I think so. Like, I can only imagine, because I feel like even now that I think back about it, those guys, they would talk about going to maybe meet a chick. But I don't think I heard much about it after. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, like maybe they didn't look how they thought they looked, or
Bad experience, yeah. Negative outcomes, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So maybe it wasn't what it was all cracked up to be anyway.
You know, I've met girls online before, and
But are you talking newer now or older?
this is a long time ago, man. This is a very, very long time ago.
You're a electronic kind of savvy guy, though. You could probably be like, drop the little face wink at the right time.
Like I knew how to do it and everything. I don't like spending a lot of time on the computer, man. I like to be outside, and when you're outside, you kind of you can meet people through other people, and you can sort of get out there and
mingle is the word.
And it's fun. It's fun. It's the whole meeting new people, and it's more fun.
It is.
I don't get. I mean, it's cool. I understand the apps. It's just for my personality or something. I don't think there's like the anticipation. There's like the challenge to it. There's all that stuff, and it's like, oh, that's cool. It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a fun thing.
But I don't know. It's cool. Everybody loves phones. Everybody it makes everything an app and stuff. I just feel it's one more way to desensitize you. And I think it's like Dr. Rhonda Patrick or someone like that. And for some reason, every time it's a scientist or that's a female, I'm like, oh, it's her clearly, but I don't know that for sure. But I recall hearing that the way that the iPhones and Android phones and all the smartphones and stuff, how they're very addictive or very addicting, and a lot of it is the stimulation of all the colors and stuff. So by setting your phone to grayscale through accessibility settings, it makes it like somehow chemically or less desirable.
Yes,
your brain's like,
I've heard that before.
I mean, if you're making a lot of content, as you're making a show or something, you have to do Instagram. It's probably not the best thing, but I think later at night it's good to do. So people that have sleeping problems that watch YouTube and play with Facebook and phone and television close to bed, they're like, I can't sleep, I have insomnia. It's like, you designed that, buddy. Mm-hmm. Turn all that shit off at least an hour before bed. Read a book. Yeah. That'll knock you right out. I promise.
Make me sleep.
It does. And people are like, I tried that. Well, how about meditation or yoga? I tried. Look at you. I know you didn't.
I tried it.
Like, nothing about you just tells me you've ever done yoga. Stop it. No one's flexible. No one knows how to breathe.
No one. They can't. It's so crazy.
They're like, it's not that easy. I need Ambien. Stop talking. No, you don't. It's bad.
The blame. No responsibility and the blame. It's so much easier.
Everybody wants sedatives and drugs and everything. And I'm not anti-sedative. I'm not anti-drug. I give zero fucks. However, you don't need them. If I know for sure that I have to go to sleep right now because I have to wake up at exactly this time and I'm not going to be able to, I know for me to sleep natural in some cases, if I have to just lay down right now and go to bed because I know I have to teach at 6 a.m, which I do. At that point, I'll be like, all right, where's the time? PM because I got to knock out right this minute. Is it great for me? No. But in those cases, I'm like, this has to happen right now. I can't fuck around. I need this much sleep. I know it. You know what I mean? And it's not healthy. I'm aware because I don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
But you got the people that stay on Ambien for years and years and years. You're like, dude, you're not in control anymore, probably.
They got to take that stuff every night?
Yeah, of course you do because you knock right out. And then if you try sleeping without it, good luck. It's like a PED for sleep.
Damn.
You're on it.
How do you correct that?
You got to get off of it. You have to stop doing it. And then you have to teach yourself how to sleep naturally. And now it's a real thing because your body's waiting for it. So not only did you have, maybe not insomnia before, but you had, maybe some issues sleeping, right? I'm not going to clinically diagnose anybody.
Restless leg syndrome.
It's a thing. I mean, there's they prescribe things like Neurontin and gabapentin for that. These they're like a medication for like nerve twitching, nerve pain. Yeah,
crazy.
I think they're technically antipsychotics, but they give them to you for fucking twitchy nerves.
You go crazy.
Yeah. They for people getting off of stuff, they give you those, and then restless leg syndrome. It's all the same shit.
Crazy.
It's fucking
gotta be natural as possible.
Yeah, and natural, and look at things homeopathically, which isn't it's not some weird hippie magic term. It's a real thing. You want to try to correct the actual problem rather than the symptoms, but instead we pander to symptoms, and we're like, oh well, we have erectile dysfunction. It's like, wait a minute, why? That's a circulatory problem, right? Because that sounds like circulation. It's like, how's this motherfucker's heart?
Or is your wife a bitch?
Oh, that's
he's like, oh, my dick doesn't work. Like, I bet it would if you had a better bitch.
What, have you seen the one? I heard a joke like that. The guy goes to the doctor, the wife, he goes, I've got erectile dysfunction. He's like, no, I wouldn't fuck her either. Yes. It's fucking terrible.
That's funny.
There's this first, like, it was supposed to be the first men's health radio show. It was on Sirius XM on like the Howard Stern channel. It was called like the Dr. Harry Fish show. The guy's like Dr. Harry Fishman or something. He's an actual doctor you can go see in somewhere in New York, like Brooklyn or Manhattan or something. He wrote a couple books, and a lot of it was he believed that the dick was like the dipstick to the human body. It was basically like the telltale sign if you had any other underlying issues. So basically, if you had ED, they would look at you and be like, okay, like, let's check the guy's, hormone levels. We'll figure out, does he have low tests, and is it related to weight, and which one caused which? And then like, okay, well, if he has ED, erectile dysfunction, could this be an underlying sort of the symptom, or at least a telltale sign that this guy maybe has some circulatory problems, or he's prone to heart attacks? Because why is the blood not flowing as it should? Does he have high blood pressure? Because a lot of times it could be a symptom of high blood pressure. It's like, well, if it isn't working, like, what are you doing? Are you just stressed out? Are you not sleeping? Are you jerking off too damn much? Anyway, is it the porn thing? Because that desensitizes you, and it's, you know what I mean? It's like it makes it hard for people to get into the regular, just getting into straight up, guy girl, boom, just do it.
Yeah, especially if that's the preferred.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people get desensitized because they just sit there and beat the porn every day, and they go back and I can't get into it with my wife anymore. It's like, well, that you gotta stop with the porn. You gotta reprogram yourself to fucking be able to, whatever. But again, it could just be guys like this close to having a fucking heart attack. So, fuck. Yep, no heart attack.
No,
don't want one of those.
Keep moving your body.
Got to keep moving, man. Drink that water. How many are you one of these, like, you got to drink a gallon a day?
No, but I definitely think that because our bodies are such a large percentage of water, it probably doesn't have to be a gallon, but it definitely needs to be, 75, 50 ounces. You got to be getting up there. Because if you're working out also, you're losing a bunch of it.
All right.
Got to replace it.
Any opinion on the ketogenic diets?
I'm still doing the research, I feel like, and reading on that stuff, because there's just been so many people that don't have like cancer and a lot of tumors, but I guess you're from eating carbs.
Okay.
But maybe they come from a different country and they die of other things, because people in America definitely have a lot of cancer, tumors, diabetes. They eat a lot of carbs, they eat a lot of sugar, and we're not very active. So ketogenic, right? That's a lot of fat, a lot of protein.
A lot of fat. It's like
a lot of fat.
It's like a lot of fat, mid protein, and then like almost low to no carbs depending on activity. Like if you're gonna have some as an athlete.
Is that vegetable carb or vegetable and starchy? I'm sorry, fiber and starch, or is it? Because I feel like they talk fully on the ketogenic diet. They are all about meat, fat, and fats.
Yep.
But they're getting vegetables still also, right?
Vegetables, yeah, but I think they're getting some of those fats and carbs from nuts. Like there are like in certain types of nuts, is that there are carbohydrates.
Yes.
And it's certain types of fats are more beneficial than others. Like
Yes.
the medium chain triglycerides are supposed to be like the MCT oil is like the big thing. But then it's not the, what do you call it? The saturated fat. It's the, there's a certain, I forgot the word, it's getting late, but
Trans fat?
that's also a no-no. It's a certain type of fat that's supposed to be beneficial. And when that burns off, you wind up with these ketones, which is what your brain uses to kind of keep burning fat for energy instead of using carbohydrates as the energy source. At which point, like, not having carbs, there's supposed to be less inflammation in the body because there's less sugar, yada, yada, yada. And then I believe the cancer thing that they try to relate back to the sugar intake is down to what's it called, free radicals.
Interesting.
And I guess like this becomes something that you wind up having for people that have a lot of high sugar intake, a lot of carbohydrates, which obviously like breads and stuff, like it's going to metabolize down. It is sugar, yeah. It's increased insulin due to this. So yeah, it's something I'm researching as well because
I feel like I have to keep on.
Yeah, I feel like there may be some benefit to it, even as a short term. And I've heard the improved cognitive function. I mean, this is something that obviously it would be nice. I feel like after sort of rolling around and getting my head bumped 1,000 times doing, jiu-jitsu and whatever, I feel like I used to be way smarter. And it might just be that I'm more mature now and I'm sort of coming to terms with like, hey, that was just your ego telling you you're that smart.
Yeah, like we don't, as you get older, you realize you don't know as much as you thought you did or something like that.
I know enough now to keep reading.
Yes.
And to keep educating myself and to try to improve.
Yes. The value in learning.
And I feel like being wrong and being okay with being wrong is this like superpower. It's like a liberating thing.
Yes.
It's like I can correct my path. I can correct the things I do wrong and be like, oh man, I fucked up, right? And then I can fix me.
Yes.
Then I'm a better version versus like the rest of the world. Good luck, man.
Responsibility.
Exactly. So if I can try to make myself like less terrible, like pure, as I go along, like I think it's good. You're a better version of yourself. You're a better whatever.
Yes. And you can do that like at lunchtime, right? And be an asshole in the morning and like on the way to work and you're like, oh God, I got to clean this up. And lunchtime, you can be a different person.
Yeah.
But that means at dinner time, you can go back to that morning person. So it's all hours of the day,
Well, it's
self-reflecting.
I think it comes back to like, we're not one thing. Everybody's like, oh, this is just how I am. I'm like, no, it's what you do. You make a choice to do those things. Like your behavior is this certain way because you choose to carry on that way, but you're making choices. You cannot do that. It's not how you are, because the version of me that's hungry and the version of me that just, got off, or the version of me that just had a great workout, these are different organisms.
Just woke up.
Because there are different hormones and different systems responsible for the output. Like you're going to talk to me right now, I'm going to be sleeping very soon.
Yes.
Versus me in the morning, or me right after a badass workout, or in the middle of the workout, or in traffic. Like, I'm sorry, those are different people.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I've got schizophrenia or a multiple personality disorder. I'm saying the things that are motivating your dialogue and your actions. Like if you're hungry, you are not on the same level as when you're not, because your motivation's different. When you got to take a piss, you're like, look, dude, I'm not trying to be rude, but I got to piss right now.
Yeah, I'm done talking to you. I gotta go.
Right?
Different person.
The totally different person.
Because if I didn't have to piss, I would definitely sit and talk.
Because
sit and listen.
We're a collection of different systems and fucking biologically, emotionally, fucking chemically, down to hormones. We're all these different things, and like different systems take the driver's seat at different times. Like when it's time to get it in, like you're pretty fucking single-minded. When you got to take a piss, you're pretty single-minded. Mm-hmm. And that other dude back there is like, hey, maybe be nice, but like, fuck you, I'm peeing now. Something's getting pissed on. I'd really like to make it to the bathroom, but your shoes look great right now. Please move. Like, you know what I mean? There's the time where you're just not the same thing anymore.
I feel you.
But I don't know. I'm not trying to fucking make excuses. I'm just saying it's like, hey, we're not just one thing.
No, hell no. It's just those choices, at all those situations.
Yeah, just try to be so empathetic and not douchey.
Yeah, you take the responsibility. As soon as that guy starts to have that conversation, I gotta take a piss, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, all this stuff," and like, you know what? That's very interesting. I actually have a meeting that I need to go to. I'm fucking out of here. I gotta go piss. I gotta dodge it all the time. Sometimes.
Oh man, yeah. Let's. I think we said a lot, man. I think we said it all.
I think so.
I think we should plug your stuff. Anthony Baker
on Facebook. Find me on Instagram.
What's your handle on there?
AJB1371.
That's AJB1371.
That's right. And I got Snapchat too, but I'm still learning Snapchat. I'm like a total caveman. It's that thing that where I'm still learning, and I feel like my handle for Snapchat,
okay,
AJBJJ.
Oh, the jiu-jitsu.
Sneaky, huh?
That's it. That's
AJBJJ1371.
Because that's more of your Brazilian jiu-jitsu type stuff.
Because I feel like sometimes I'll be able to capture that stuff a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
maybe.
I use that when I'm teaching in the morning classes, because what I like to do is kind of, when we're drilling a thing or they're doing the moves or somebody does a cool sequence or they're flow rolling after, like I'll have them flow roll after the warm up or after we're done doing some drilling. I kind of want to see what people do. And if I can see somebody maybe do something, like make a little mistake, and I can look at it and be like, yeah, let's talk about this today, because I'm seeing this situation a lot, and I'm able to look at individual situations and like kind of help out the guy's game directly. Be like, hey, I'm seeing this more, and I like to look at the more advanced guys, because I can usually apply that across. Versus if you get like two brand new guys, it's like, all right, come on, they're not going to know whether shit or wine they're watching.
Nope.
See, I'll look at like two of our more advanced, because we got a bunch of blue and purple belts coming in that class now. So it's good times, but yeah, I like to use Snapchat for that, so I can look back at it later and be like, yeah, that's a thing. And you're doing this a lot. Let's come here a second. Like, let's see if we can't smooth this particular sequence out. Like, you get stuck here a lot, or you're passing, kind of right down the middle, but you're built like this. So maybe let's try some passing on the outside.
Interesting.
Just like, I like to look at strategy and stuff.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I love the stuff, man. I love how technical it is. It's, you can engineer your own success and shit.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for letting me come out, man. That was dope.
No, man, it's fun. It's fun. This is how we do it. Just fucking kick back, comfortable seating. We get video rolling next time. Big tight.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's the show. Ugh, thanks to Dojo Outfitter.